Hello and welcome to The View from 4 Feet and What?
Sorry, my toe is stuck in the cable.
This is not gonna go well. This is gonna be my longest episode yet. Okay.
My toe got stuck in the cable.
Hello and welcome to The View from 4 Feet and 3 Inches, episode 3. I'm your host, Cassidy Huff, and today I am joined by my boyfriend, Kaz. Everyone welcome Kaz to the show. Have you seen any of the other episodes?
Yeah,
No, you have not.
I have.
No, you haven't.
I've seen part of them.
So today I thought it was a good idea to interview Kaz, talk about our relationship, talk to him, ask him questions about his relationship with disability before we started dating. And honestly, I think this is a very fitting episode to film specifically today because the day that we're filming this is our 2-year anniversary.
Yay-versary.
Yay, anniversary. So, do you want to start by introducing yourself?
Hello, my name is Kaz, and I am an Asian male with short black hair. It's kind of poofy at the moment, and I have a Coca-Cola shirt.
What color is it?
Sage green. Is it sage?
Yeah, I would say that's sage green.
It's like an olive drab.
Yeah, oh, okay. Wow, we're getting real specific. Kaz reminded me that I have not done a visual description of myself at all throughout these last 2 episodes. So I will now. If you don't know what I look like, I am a small white girl with blonde hair, and currently I'm wearing a gray sweatshirt with faded lettering that is supposed to be my state track sweatshirt, but you kind of can't tell anymore. We are currently sitting in our apartment on our gray couch with gold pillows behind us. I think they're gold. Kaz thinks they're tan, and we've had debates about this.
I do think they're tan.
I think they're gold. So, all right, should we get into the questions?
Questions.
Okay.
Oh, my phone. I turn it off.
Just turn it on Do Not Disturb.
I am.
Please hold. Now that everybody's phones are on silent. Okay. Let's start with the first question. Yes, I've written them down. Okay, so let's start with before we started dating. What was your relationship to disability before we met?
Well, I have a younger sister that has been in, for lack of a better term, special education her entire life. And she has a, speech impediment. And I've been around a lot of kids with disabilities since I was very young because of that.
She also has a processing disorder.
Oh, yeah.
So you had pretty good experience with disability beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you, other than your sister, did you have any, you didn't date anybody who's disabled before me,
I've
I know
never
that.
dated anyone who was disabled or
Right.
considered themselves and identified as disabled
Right.
before you.
Right.
I've had friends that were disabled, but it wasn't maybe they were like acquaintances.
Mm-hmm.
And I've talked to them and whatnot, but they weren't like friends that I actively sought out to hang out with.
Right.
Yeah.
So did you have any relationship with accessibility or accommodations before
Oh,
us then?
not really. No.
Did you see how inaccessible the world was?
Not really. I just knew that I was like a shorter being, but now that you're here, you're way shorter than I am.
Rude.
So, yeah.
Good answers. Do you have anything else to say about your relationship with disability before we started dating? or like what you thought of disabled people, your relationship to the disability community in any way?
I just think that I've not really like saw all the like inaccessibilities before. Yeah.
Well, you didn't see inaccessibilities before, but what I didn't know until we started dating was I'm hard of hearing. I knew that all along, but I didn't know that you knew ASL. So you were surrounded a little bit
Oh yeah.
by the deaf community.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
We go to deaf events
No, I
every
know.
week. What do you mean you forgot about that?
No, I know. I just forgot that you didn't know that I knew ASL.
Yeah. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I took American Sign Language classes in high school. I started in my freshman year of high school, and I received my seal of biliteracy in 2019 when I graduated. Yeah.
So you had gone to like deaf events and were somewhat proficient in the language
Yeah.
before you met me
Yeah, I was considered fluent
at one point.
at one point in my life. I'm a little rusty, so I just gotta brush up on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're blowing the mic out.
My bad.
Okay, so let's move into talking about our relationship. The beginning of our relationship. So we met on a dating app. We met on Hinge. So I was very, I don't know how to say this. I was very confident in my disability. So I put pictures, like full body pictures of myself, of me in my wheelchair, of me with my prosthesis, of me with my service dog. So you knew going into it that I was disabled. Did you have any what did you first think about when you saw that I was disabled before you messaged me or anything? Did you have any thoughts?
I just thought you were like an interesting person.
Because of my disability?
Yeah, because you look different. So I was like, you look fun to hang out with. Or like to get to know. You know? So, yeah. That's about it.
That's it? Okay.
Yeah.
This episode's going to be shorter than I thought it was. Oh, what did you think about me when planning our first... So, you knew I was disabled. I don't remember... I was trying to think back. I don't remember any conversations we had about accessibility for our first date.
We had nothing.
He made me walk for 5 hours. He made me walk for 5 hours.
I didn't mean to, everyone. You know? I just thought it would be like a nice stroll around a mall, you know? She didn't mention anything.
I didn't. I walked for 5 hours.
Well, we sat.
Twice.
I don't know. We got some ice cream and stuff.
Did.
But, like, I kind of feel bad because I didn't ask you or anything. But, like, because you didn't mention anything, yeah. I just thought, like, it was fine. No, it didn't come to my mind or anything.
It wasn't your responsibility to know. It was my responsibility to tell you. But I just didn't.
Right.
It was my fault. I just think it's funny to tease you about it.
Okay.
So when you saw me in person for the first time, was there any like shock value? I know you'd already seen pictures of me, so did you think anything different? Were you like, oh, didn't know about that?
No, not necessarily. The main thing that concerned me was your back, because you have your scoliosis that makes you
no, I know what's wrong
in the back.
In the back. I know what's wrong with my back, but why were you concerned about it?
Oh, I just didn't know what I was looking at, like structurally.
So you didn't know what the bones were doing.
Yeah. And I was like, am I allowed to, like, touch it? Am I allowed to, like...
Shit.
What?
Oh,
I didn't know if it was, like, fragile or anything.
If we went in for, like, a hug.
Yeah.
Okay. I just thought you meant just out of the blue, just our first meeting, you're like...
No.
Okay. So you were more concerned about that than anything else.
Yeah. Other than that, like, I was more concerned about myself and how you were perceiving me.
Right.
Yeah.
So our first date was 6 hours long. 5?
5.5.
Let's just round up. 6 hours long.
Oh. We met at a Wahoo's.
We did.
Fish tacos.
Mm-hmm.
In
Be careful.
In the middle of our...
Okay, the middle for you, but I took an Uber for an hour and a half.
Well, technically, it was the middle. It was the middle, but you didn't have a form of transportation.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
And you were coming from the middle of the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the same distance, but it took longer for you because of the traffic.
Yeah, the traffic was horrible. So, we had our first date, and I wasn't... This sounds bad to say now, but I wasn't expecting anything to come out of it until I left.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
Mm-hmm. Not on camera, though.
Yeah.
But he liked me a lot more than I liked him at the beginning. Would you say that's true?
Yeah.
That's not true anymore. But it was at the beginning. Because he had already... Basically, he was like, yep, like, we're going to start dating. And I was like, he seems like a really great friend.
Well, I've gone out on multiple...
2 different pages.
Multiple Hinge outings.
So what made me different then?
I don't know. I just had a feeling.
Mm-hmm. 2 years later.
Yeah.
We're sitting in our apartment. Anyways. Oh, this is a good one. So, at some point, when you start dating somebody, you have to have the conversation with your family, because you were living with your family at that point. So, you told them that you were dating somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that conversation ever explicitly happened because we were on the phone just all the time. So they knew who I was.
Yeah.
When did you tell them that I was disabled, and what were their reactions?
I definitely told my mom as soon as we started talking.
Talking? Like our first conversation?
Yeah. Or like when we went out on our first date.
Right.
Or something.
Mm-hmm. Were you like, by the way, she's disabled, bye?
No, I don't think I mentioned anything about you being, like, disabled.
Right.
I think I talked about stuff when I came back, and I was just mentioning, like, your syndrome and stuff, and I was just telling her what I learned about you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And her reaction was just like she was also curious. Like, she's a person who is very fact oriented.
Well, she studied biology.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yes.
So
she got her degree in biology.
Yeah.
She's a biologist.
Yes.
So that makes sense that she would be curious.
Yeah. But, like, that was her main concern. Not really. It was just, like, more curious about, like, who you were and why I was into you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But other than that...
Did she say anything when... Your dad doesn't care. But did your mom say anything when... Like, after she met me?
No, she just wanted to know as much as possible, like, how to make your life easier with all the accommodations that you would deem
necessary.
Yeah. And she, like, all she wants is our lives, like, to be as easy and smooth as possible.
Right.
So that's all the questions she had was like, oh, what do you need? Like, do you need like a step stool downstairs, or do you need like pillows to make it more comfortable in the car and other stuff?
Yeah, she was always she watched more about how you handled accessibility, and then she handled it in the same way.
Yeah.
I think. So she was, at the beginning of our relationship, a lot more observant. And like, question-based. Like, she asked me a lot of questions personally about, like, oh, do you need this? Do you need what about this? Like, do you need your chair for this? And now she just kind of knows.
Yeah.
Like, anytime you leave, she's like, oh, we probably need Cassidy's chair, so can you bring it? Thanks. You know, she just kind of, well, obviously she knows me a lot better now than she did when we were first dating, but she just has kind of figured it out. And also, I lived with her for like 6 months, so she definitely knows now. There are still some questions, like, not me personally, but anytime I bring her to events, she's like, oh, what about this? Like, when I brought her to the Media Access Awards, because you couldn't go, so she was my date to the Media Access Awards, and she went with me. And we had a great time, but I remember standing in line, and I saw another friend of mine that's a little person, and she kind of pulled me aside privately and asked in line, she was like, hey, when I see a little person out in public or at events like this, should I bend down to talk to them? Or should I look down?
And those are genuine questions.
No, those are genuine questions.
Oh, yeah.
And so I explained to her, I was like, yeah, so a lot of us just prefer that you stand and just, you know. And she felt genuinely bad. She was like, I'm so sorry for doing that to you. And I was like, it's okay. I don't care. Because personally, like, if people I know do it to me, it's fine.
Yeah.
I know they're not trying to be infantilizing or, like, trying to belittle me or whatever.
Yeah, and
it's when strangers do it that I'm like, okay, stand up. Like, you're fine.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just to play the devil's advocate. It's for, like...
to be on the same eye level, I get that.
Not to be on the same eye level. To hear them.
Yeah, sure.
But, whatever.
But a lot of us don't prefer it, though.
I get it.
Because from what I've heard from a lot of little people, it's what you do to children.
Yeah, I know.
So that's why.
Yeah.
Adults don't like it.
Yeah,
because it's like, you're an adult, I'm an adult, talk to me like I'm an adult. Don't kneel down and, like, patronize me. You know, stand up.
You made a whole video on it. Watch it.
Did I?
Yeah. Things not to do with...
Oh, you're right. I did do that. That was a long time ago. We probably need to do another one. Okay, so that was your family's reactions. Did your sister say anything?
No, because she's been surrounded by disabled people her entire life, mostly.
Yeah, she has, because of school.
So it's not anything new, really.
Not for her.
I don't think so.
She teases me about it all the time.
Yeah.
But that's just her way of showing love, and I appreciate it. These are my notes, by the way. You guys know from the last 2 episodes.
It's where she keeps all of her deepest, darkest secrets.
It is not. That's the other journal. Why do you look like that?
Like what?
Okay. Did you have to think about anything differently when we first started dating? So at the beginning of our relationship.
Oh, I had to think about where we were going.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, he lived in Orange County and I lived in Hollywood in LA County. So that's a good hour drive on a good day without traffic.
Well, without traffic, it's like 45 minutes.
Yeah. With traffic, it was like closer to 2 hours.
An hour and a half, yeah.
So he was driving to Hollywood multiple times a week.
Yeah, 2 to 3 times.
2 years.
Yeah.
No, for a year.
A year.
Year and a half.
Yeah.
Because we only started, no, a year.
A year.
Because we only started living together in January, really. No, that's a lie. I moved in with you and your parents.
Yes.
In like August, September.
Yes.
And then we got our apartment together at the beginning of this year. So he was driving multiple times a week for many hours. So what did you have to think about differently? Because he also was not allowed in my dorm room. So we didn't really have anywhere to go unless we rented a hotel, which we did that a few times, just to like be together because we didn't have anywhere else to go.
Yeah, I just definitely had to think about like what we would do and where we were able to bring your chair without like too much off-roading. But I did enjoy the off-roading a little bit.
He took me on hikes.
There was like 2 of them.
Hikes.
There was 2 of them.
They lasted for hours.
They were not hours.
I don't think I've ever been in the wilderness that much in my whole life.
Weren't you at a camp? Weren't you at a disabled camp in the middle of...
It was accessible. It's all paved.
Well...
It's in the woods, but it's all paved.
Okay.
Anyways, so you did have to think about like where to bring my chair.
Yeah. And then I had to think about like my own happenings that were not with you and when I would be able to like stay a night or two with you.
When I got my apartment.
Oh yeah, when you got your apartment.
Or for special occasions.
Yeah.
Then
we would get
a hotel.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I don't miss those times.
Yeah, the 300 square foot apartment.
Oh my gosh. That was my first apartment. It was a studio apartment in Hollywood.
Yeah, the cross street was Hollywood Boulevard.
And it was 300 square feet. It was teeny tiny. I don't miss it. Champ was miserable. I was miserable. That's why I moved in with his parents. Who actually told me to move in with you guys.
Yeah,
they didn't want me there. They didn't want me in.
Especially my mom. She like hated knowing that we were just spending the night in Hollywood.
She didn't like that I was there alone.
Oh yeah, too. That too.
The second you left, she was calling me. She's like, "Hey,
yeah,
you okay? What are you doing?" You know, because she knew it was unsafe, and it was.
Yeah.
And so
it's a hot spot.
Yeah, for a lot of crime. And it was terrifying, and so I stayed with them for a few weeks, and I remember asking her, I was like, hey, we're looking for an apartment. They already knew because we were touring apartments like every week at least, and I was like, do you mind if I stay with you guys until we find an apartment together? And she went, yeah, you're not going back to Hollywood. She was like, I don't want you going back, you're staying here. I was like, okay. And then I broke my lease in Hollywood, and your dad basically helped move me out of there, and I moved all my stuff into their house. So
it's not that much stuff.
It wasn't that much, but still.
Yeah.
And then we stayed there until we found this place. So, and Champ is there right now because it's our anniversary, and so they offered to give us a dog-free day, which is very nice of them. So
they also love him.
We basically have shared custody of my service dog because he goes over there at least once a week, if not to spend the night, then just to be there for a few hours because he loves it so much. Okay, anyways, we're off topic now. Okay, let's take a break. And then when we come back, we will talk about currently and what his relationship is with the disability community now, what he thinks differently about disability, and we will see you after the break. All right, we are back from the break. How was your break?
Break.
It's 15 seconds long for us. Anyways, we are back now. Now we are going to talk about currently and your relationship with disability now. So right now, what do you think of my social media presence, my advocacy, my activism, all that?
I think you're involved a lot in all of your social media presence,
Right.
and stuff. Yeah, I think it's very noble of you.
What a lot of people don't know is that people are starting to figure it out now, just because I've like made it public knowledge. But Kaz does all my B-roll. He's basically my cameraman anytime we leave this apartment, or even sometimes in the apartment. He films everything. A lot of my videos are his idea. So sometimes he'll just look at me and be like, oh my gosh, you should do a video about this and this and this. Or sometimes we wake up in the morning. That's usually how it happens. And then he has like content ideas. He edits some videos. So like this morning's video was edited by him. All I did was the voiceover. So he's extremely helpful in content creation. And we will be launching our own TikTok and YouTube probably very soon, where we just do content with us. So why did you want to get involved?
I just like being with you.
Mm-hmm.
I like creating things with you, and I like to be part of the solution.
Mm-hmm. So the solution to what?
The solution for like disability advocating and other things.
Aw. The solution to my career. The solution to editing videos that I don't want to. Do people's comments on social media about me, towards me, do they affect you?
Not really.
Mm-hmm.
I just know they're ignorant.
Right.
I just don't take them very personally, because as a younger me, I created a Minecraft like following on Instagram.
Instagram.
Yeah, I had
thought it was YouTube.
Oh, and YouTube, but it was my main following. My main following got was from Instagram.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I created content, and I built up a following. It was kind of small. It never got past like 800 maybe.
That's still pretty good.
I know, as like a 6th grader.
It's like a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Oh.
And like people were stealing my content, so I had to start like I had to start like putting my watermark on it.
Oh my god. What was your watermark?
No, it just had my tag on
Oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah, but I was just like, I made that idea.
That's really funny.
And then people started tagging me or something, being like, they stole it from this person.
Oh my god.
And I was like, oh,
I didn't
great.
know about that.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So,
You said so I'm somewhat of an influencer myself.
I don't know. But like, besides that, there was a time where, because I was on Minecraft so much, I made friends online with other people that played Minecraft in the other parts of the country. And they had like this huge like fight, and there was like a bunch of cyberbullying.
Oh my gosh, I remember that.
That was
I
going
remember the screenshots you showed me.
Oh yeah, and they were bad, and some of them were directed towards me, and then the other ones were directed towards some of my friends at the time. So as I grew older, I just learned that a lot of angry people in the world are angry because of whatever is going on with themselves. So I don't really take it to heart.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's pretty good. So, with my social media, I know we've been talking about you being more
Involved
in front of the camera, not as much behind the camera. I mean, still behind the camera, but like
right.
more in front of the camera. So, do you think that, because I get hate comments, not as much as I do sometimes, but not right now, but do you think you'll feel differently when they're directed at you? Or if they're directed at you?
In my head, in theory, no. I don't think I would take
You'll
it
care.
any which way. Because I know that in my own headspace, I know that I'm a person that I can rely on myself, and I'm very confident in my own self of what I am and what I'm not. And I know that I have a net of people who support me and care about me a lot. So that's all I need.
There you go. Good job.
Thanks.
Is there anything else you would like to say? I don't think this is going to be your last episode on here. But is there anything else you want to say about your view now on disability? How it's changed from what it was 2 years ago to what you believe now? If not, that's okay. But
Sure. I have a broader view on how things are and why they work for specific areas of like transportation or communication or like technology items where it said accessibility, and honestly I didn't know what that meant at all. And I was like, oh, accessibility, like accessibility for what actually? And then when I actually learned what the word was like for, and then I started like diving into it a little bit more, it was like, oh, it's for people who have hearing aids on their phone or whatever, and then you can connect your hearing aid to your phone in like Bluetooth and stuff. And like I saw that before, but like I didn't really think anything of it because I didn't have anything myself, obviously.
Right. So you weren't using it actively.
Yeah. And like even though I use captions and everything, like I don't know, you just don't think about
who else would need.
Yeah, especially like people who
Continue.
People who can't hear the TV at all, obviously, because they're deaf, you know? What else is there? Like the yellow curbs, or yellow painted...
the truncated domes.
No.
That's what they're called.
No, I know that, but those are for blind people.
Yeah.
With
or low vision.
Yeah, with canes.
Or dogs.
To know when they're like crossing the street or about to cross somewhere that has motor vehicle traffic. But on like steps and staircases and escalators, when the edges of the steps are painted a different color because of the contrast, so you can actually know where the step is. I didn't know that. I had no idea that's what that was for. You know.
What about the touch screens that you like order from? You
press
the wheelchair button.
And the accessibility touchscreen things. I knew that was on your phone, and I was like, great, I can just like pull the thing down and the screen will go like this, so I don't have to move my hand. But like, I didn't think about it for like people who were, I was just like, this is convenient as freak.
You didn't think that maybe there was
No.
a wider purpose?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
I'm glad I opened your eyes.
Yeah. That's about it.
Right.
And elevators, when they like, floor number 2. For like blind people.
Yeah.
To just like get out.
Right. You didn't know.
No,
or
it,
like
didn't,
when
it didn't come to mind.
When it dings, you can just count the dings.
No, I didn't know that either.
Until right now.
No, I think I thought about it once in my life.
Once in your life?
Yeah.
Once over the last 2 years. What was your favorite disability-centered event that we've gone to so far?
I really wanted to go to the expo because
You did?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know you wanted to go to the Abilities Expo.
I was really intrigued because I love to know about all of the new technology.
You would have had a lot of fun.
I love knowing new technology and innovations and stuff and like what's out there to again be part of the solution and not the problem, I stole that from one of my instructors, by the way.
That's a very common phrase, babe. They stole it from somewhere, I guarantee you.
Sad. I just think it's a really good saying.
I agree.
Anyway,
he couldn't go to the Abilities Expo, by the way. I didn't just leave him out.
I had a rehearsal.
So I took his mom instead.
Yeah.
Who loved it. She had a great time. She's talking everybody
like
up. She's chatting everybody up. She got all these pamphlets that we could look at. She found vacation spots for us. It was great. It was a great time.
Yeah.
She made more friends than I did, I think.
Well, she makes friends wherever she goes.
She does. She also thought it was really cool that I was recognized. She's like, I'm with the famous person. I was like, okay. No.
Yeah.
So that was the one you wished you went to, but which one was your favorite that you have gone to? We really need to move. We keep having to pause for traffic noise, and it's really getting on my nerves.
I need a multiple choice.
Okay, there were the Disability Film Challenge award shows. There's deaf events that we go to every week. There's what else do we do? There are more. Those are just at the forefront of my memory because they're the most recent.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't go to the Media Access Awards. There are more. My hearing aid is really getting on my nerves. Can you think of any more? I swear there are more. There are like the Real Abilities Film Festival that we just went to. What else?
I can't think of any more either.
We do go to more events than just that.
Yeah. I like the deaf events, though.
I do really like the deaf events. They're a lot of fun. We get to meet new people. We get to talk to new people. We always have crazy conversations in ASL. I'm learning ASL. He's helping.
Yeah, I'm helping a little bit.
Because he knows more than I do right now. Okay.
The deaf people are also helping.
The deaf people are really helping, yeah. They're very patient with me as I learn.
Yeah, and we're watching Bill Vickers.
Vickers. What?
Not you whispering the finger spelling.
Anyway. Anyways, is there anything else you want to say before we close out this episode?
Go watch our videos.
Go watch our TikToks. Our new account called Kaz and Cassidy will be out soon on Instagram and TikTok. So if you want to go check that out, please go follow us. We have no followers right now. Also, Champ's account is out on both platforms. Champ's TikToks will be on my YouTube Shorts, so this channel. And then,
I think we should give a date.
Okay. When should the date be? We're choosing the date right now.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
We're going to talk about it. And then...
Should we make another episode to announce the...
We could.
To announce the...
But it's coming out.
It's coming
soon.
out.
So if you want to pre-follow, you can.
There you go.
And give us ideas.
Please give this podcast a 5-star rating wherever you're listening, or like and comment if you're on YouTube. Please follow me on my other platforms, follow us on our other platforms, follow Champ on his other platforms.
Why are you hitting my legs?
Sorry. What else? 5-star rating, like, comment, subscribe, all the things. There was something else I was gonna say. Now I don't remember what it was.
I hear your hearing aid.
Stop. It's a problem.
Every time she smiles.
No, it does not. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this episode. Please stay tuned for all the other announcements that will be announced soon.
If you have questions.
If you have questions, please comment on the YouTube video of this podcast or DM me on Instagram. I may or may not see it. Hopefully I do. And thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.